Paper was like gold in medieval times.
Oh, not tobacco, sugar.
That everything we thought we knew about the world might turn out to be completely wrong.
A freaky eater is someone who takes an eating habit to the extreme.
22-year-old Josh has an obsession with pizza. Pizza for breakfast, pizza for lunch, pizza for dinner.
God, I love the pizza.
And it's taking a serious toll on his health. Josh's Uncle David is desperate for someone to help.
If it's left unchecked, he is going to kill himself.
Can specialists Mike Dow and JJ Virgin break this dangerous addiction?
This is how much pizza you eat in a year.
Damn.
In order to save his stomach
This is poisonous to your body.
and his life.
This is incredibly dangerous to your health.
If we do not help him, Josh could die.
My name is David, and Josh, my nephew, is a freaky eater.
22-year-old Josh eats pizza 3 meals a day,
Some good stuff.
a total of 1,800 pounds every single year, 80 times more than the average person.
Josh's pizza consumption is to excess. It's gotten to the point where it's a compulsion.
I crave pizza every time I want a meal. Right now I want pizza. I don't know what made me want it. I just want it.
He'll eat it hot, cold, 1 day old, frozen, microwaved.
Josh's only nutrition comes from the 2,000 cups of white flour, 250 cups of tomato sauce, and 230 pounds of cheese that he eats every year.
God, I love the pizza.
Josh's diet concerns me, scares me really, because I feel like if it's left unchecked, that he is going to kill himself.
When Josh was a child, he ate a variety of foods.
Joshua was not a picky eater when he was younger. The picky eating didn't start until he actually had money to buy his own food.
Starting in 3rd grade, Josh was able to buy his own lunches, and that's when pizza became a problem.
On Fridays, if you waited till the second bell after the lunch lady had extras, she'd give you an extra big slice of pizza.
Soon, Josh was eating pizza whenever he could get his hands on it, and gradually, other foods disappeared from his diet.
The last time I could remember eating a vegetable was probably 5th grade, when my mom forced me to eat some, and I ate some just to disguise the other hand, grabbing it in the napkin to throw it away.
Despite his terrible diet, Josh pushed himself as an athlete, and he excelled in high school volleyball.
Joshua the athlete was actually quite good. During high school, he was MVP, and he helped to coach the teams. And then when he started playing beach volleyball, we saw a lot of a great future for him.
It was very exciting to watch him play because he was good at it. And you could just tell he enjoyed it, he beamed, he smiled.
Volleyball was the most important thing to me.
But then 3 years ago, when Josh was 19, he suddenly became ill.
I was at volleyball practice and I was just running, and then all of a sudden I just had this urge to just vomit. And then it started happening day after day after day after day. And then after a month, it started happening when I was waking up, and it's been going on for 2.5 years. When I wake up in the morning, I have about 10 to 30 minutes of hell. I'll have a massive headache. My heart will be palpitating. I have about 10 to 30 minutes to throw up. It's like mentally just agonizing, you know, every morning waking up like that.
Josh was passed from doctor to doctor over the course of 3 years. After countless tests and scans, not one could diagnose him. The most they could do was prescribe migraine medication.
Have you actually sat down and told the doctors how much pizza you actually eat every day, every week?
I told him I eat a lot of pizza, but I remember that exactly.
Before Josh got sick, he was a young man with a plan. You know, he was in school, he was playing volleyball regularly, and all of his dreams of being a pro volleyball player, of finishing school, just absolutely evaporated.
I lost volleyball, I lost so many friends, I lost working out, I lost going to the beach. So there's a deep hole.
Forced to quit the sport that had come to define him, by the age of 20, Josh had lost everything. His athletic dreams, his friends, and his self-esteem.
Come on, eat it, it's good.
You can have it, I don't want it. It has vegetables and stuff in there.
Eventually, he left school and moved in with his grandmother.
He is not eating any vegetables or any fruit. One of these days, I'm gonna give up on you.
As he descended deeper and deeper into depression, Josh ate more and more pizza, his one comfort. He currently eats over 469 pizzas each year, 320 slices every single month.
I definitely forget about my problems when I'm eating pizza. For that moment, I'm not thinking about volleyball. So whatever's going on after I eat that pizza, I like that feeling.
So how much of this pizza do you think you're going to be able to eat?
I'll probably eat my half.
I think for Josh, the amount of pizza that he eats is at the very least, if it does not cause his illness, it aggravates it.
I could answer 100% to my heart of hearts that I do not believe my diet has anything to do with the way that I feel physically. There's way more foods that are way more unhealthy than pizza.
Josh's life is spiraling out of control, and he needs help before it's too late.
With Josh's health declining by the day, his uncle has finally convinced him to meet with freaky eater specialist Dr. Mike Dow and nutritionist JJ Virgin. Over the next 2 days, they'll attempt to help him break his addiction and get his life back on track.
My uncle's always told me he's concerned with the way I eat. To have him have some other people join it now makes me really realize how concerned he is. Hi.
Hi, I'm JJ. I'm a certified nutrition specialist. I've been teaching people how to get healthy for the past 25 years, and I've literally worked with thousands of people from all walks of life.
Josh, Dr. Mike Dow. I'm a licensed psychotherapist with specializations in eating disorders and addictive behaviors. We've heard from your uncle that there's some really serious health stuff going on.
So he brought us in to
All right.
basically change your life.
JJ and I are absolutely the people that are going to get through to Josh. He's already been to doctors. What he needs are people that are going to get to the heart of the matter, how his psychology, how his nutrition, all of these things are impacting the way he feels, the way he eats. It sounds like there's a lot of people in your family who are very worried about you. Are you worried about you?
Yeah.
Are you ready to do something about it?
I think I'm at a point now where I'm willing to try anything to improve my life. Good luck. I'm kind of apprehensive if they're trying to make a link between my illness and the way I eat. I'm not sure that's connected, but I am definitely willing to hear what they had to say.
Coming up, will a dose of shock therapy convince Josh to change?
So Josh, this is how much pizza you eat in a year.
Damn.
Josh refuses to believe that his all-pizza diet is responsible for the mysterious illness that has destroyed his life.
I lost volleyball, I lost so many friends. There's a deep hole.
Freaky eater specialists Dr. Mike Dow and JJ Virgin are hoping that some shock therapy will open Josh's eyes to the effect of his disastrous diet.
So Josh, this is how much pizza you eat in a year.
Wow.
469 boxes.
You look shocked.
Yeah.
In this box, white flour, sugary sauce, cheese, salt, the amount you are getting in a year, 230 pounds of cheese that's loaded with saturated fat.
Damn.
Nearly 2,000 cups of white flour. That's fast track to diabetes and heart disease right there.
I'm beyond myself.
Shock therapy is really realizing the amount of detrimental stuff you are putting in your body. Seeing it, presenting it, helps the patient to say, wow, this is what I'm doing to myself.
We've got one more thing we need to show you. This here represents the fat in those 469 pieces. This is 80 pounds of the baddest fat of all. Trans fat, saturated fat. Consuming this amount of this type of fat is gonna give you heart disease or cancer or diabetes. It's just a matter, Josh, of which one's gonna get you first.
It looked like vomit. It really hit me. that like what I was putting into my body could possibly be like what I was throwing up.
I want you to actually feel what it is like to choose to put this in your body. And we are going to ask you to pour all of this fat into that vat.
So just pour it in there?
Yep. If that tin is your body and your veins, what does that mean?
Probably a heart attack.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I could have had a heart attack.
What I want to ask you to do is to pick up that silver vat of fat, and I want you to hold it for as long as you can. How does that feel?
It's heavy.
Heavy? When it's ready to go, I just want you to drop it.
It definitely felt good to throw the fat and be able to do it and get it away from me as far as possible.
Now, there's one more thing. We've arranged to get some blood tests done because we really need to see what kind of damage you've caused with your 469 pizzas a year. So we're going to go out and get those now.
All right, let's get to work.
Before the lab results come back, Dr. Dow wants to get to the root of Josh's addiction to pizza by bringing him to the place that triggered his downward spiral.
It's been a while since you picked up one of these, huh?
Yeah.
Tell me about how you got into volleyball.
My mom actually forced me to play. She said that we all had to be two-sport athletes in high school.
Did you want to play volleyball?
Once I started playing and I saw that I had promise, I realized that maybe this is a way that I could kind of show them that I could accomplish something, be good at something.
If you were talking to your mom at that time, what was it that you needed from her that you didn't get?
The approval. In my eyes, I don't think I was still on the track to be getting that approval.
You needed their approval.
Yeah.
In assessing Josh's self-worth, he didn't have very many things that made him feel good enough about himself like he did when he was an athlete. When he stopped getting that, he turned to cheese pizza. So he used this object, this food, to get things that he was not getting in his life. When you started playing volleyball, this was actually something that made you feel really good about yourself.
Yeah.
And then tell me about pizza coming in.
Once I lost volleyball, that's when I started to realize I didn't have control over anything anymore.
So there were some things going on in your life that you were not in control of.
I think it all just kind of started once the sickness happened.
Yeah.
Once I wasn't able to play volleyball anymore, it all kind of just crumbled away.
Yeah.
And then I was just desperately grasping for something.
And you didn't have anything else, so you gravitated towards pizza. So everything in the way you felt, the way you thought was, I can't control that, but I can control this.
Yeah.
We have to figure out what are the things in your life that you can start to feel good about.
Uh-huh. Not until today did I ever start to really make the connection between what I was eating and why I was eating it. Before, it was nothing more than I'm hungry and I feel like eating pizza. Now I'm starting to think maybe it's more.
Ready to take the next step?
Yeah.
Coming up, will the lab tests finally reveal the truth behind Josh's illness?
Wow.
Josh has been grappling with a mysterious illness for the past 3 years.
I'll have a massive headache, my heart will be palpitating, and then I have about 10 to 30 minutes to throw up.
Determined to find the answer behind his illness, JJ arranged for Josh to have specialized testing to look for a link between his physical condition and his diet.
I just got the blood test back from the lab, and the news is not good. You've had food allergy testing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's food allergies, and that's like when you eat a peanut and your throat closes up.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another type of response. It's an immune response called a delayed food sensitivity.
Mm-hmm.
This is very different. This happens because you eat the same food over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, your body can actually start to become sensitive to it and starts to have a toxic response to it. But worse than that, your body actually craves it.
Mm-hmm.
So you eat it and the reaction to it's delayed. You might eat it and 8 hours later you start to feel worse. So you don't directly tie it to the food, but your body starts to create an immune response that makes you crave the very food that's hurting you.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think, hearing that? What do you think you probably are reacting to?
The pizza. Or the cheese or something that's in there.
Bingo. See these greater than 2,000?
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge response. See how you're written severe?
Wow.
The dairy. That's toxic for you.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just exactly like poison. This is poisonous to your body. The type of lab tests that we're looking at now are very different. They aren't done traditionally by doctors, and so they've been missed.
I'm overwhelmed with emotion right now. I don't even know what to think. I would have bet any amount of money that my diet had nothing to do with my sickness. And now I know my diet was my sickness, and it changes everything. Wow. It took 3 years, and now it's just finally we have an answer.
All of it's fixed with food.
Dang, this is gonna be hard. I gotta do what I gotta do, you know?
Josh now faces the daunting task of removing pizza from his diet completely. But JJ and Dr. Dow have a plan to keep him on track.
So what I did was put together a menu to make this, again, simple for you, okay? And so I laid out some breakfasts for you. They're gonna be things that you've been eating already, okay, with a healthy twist. I've created a menu plan for Josh that's going to be a bit of a challenge. What I tried to do was take things that he was already eating or already familiar with, and then put a challenge in there, like vegetables.
Well, you have homework from me. That is creating quality time so that you can get your needs met in your relationships that are important to you. Josh's homework is a combination of the nutritional plan put together by JJ, and he's going to be improving his life by spending time with his family, improving his relationships. Are these homework assignments something that you are clear about?
They're very clear. I'm gonna do them.
Okay.
Going cold turkey is hard because dairy is in every single food Josh loves. But also, when he stops eating it, his body is going to scream. He's going to crave it so much.
Coming up, Josh tries to adapt to a pizza-free diet, but will the temptation prove too much?
You could tell that he wanted to take a bite.
It hurts.
Dr. Dow and JJ have given Josh the tools to conquer his addiction, but now the true test is managing it on his own.
The first couple days that Josh makes this change are going to be brutal, but within a week, he's going to feel like a new man. That fatigue, the headaches, they'll be gone.
It's Josh's first full day without pizza in 3 years. And as JJ predicted, his body is suffering the effects of withdrawal.
It's all tough right now. You know, no dairy whatsoever, no sugar. I do not feel physically strong. I'm always hungry.
The following day, Josh takes Dr. Dow's advice and spends some time with his siblings for emotional support.
Brother.
What's up?
Brought you some food.
But each meal without pizza is a struggle.
Right now, every time I have a meal, my body's wishing I had cheese on it. I just miss the taste of pizza, really. Nothing I've been eating tastes that good. Emotionally, it's draining, thinking about every meal and what I used to be able to eat and what I can eat now, and having to try to eat all these vegetables. It's really frustrating. I'm really agitated. Eating vegetables every day sucks.
It's Josh's third day without pizza, and physically, he's feeling much better. But he also finds himself surrounded by temptations.
You know, I went down the aisle where I usually get pizza, and it was just like, everything looked so appealing. I took extreme self-control on the third day. So 3 days, I think, is pushing it.
Finally, on day 5, JJ and Dr. Dow feel Josh is ready for his toughest challenge yet, an Italian dinner without pizza.
Josh has made major changes in his diet, and this is no easy task. What may be even more difficult for Josh is resisting temptation in real-life situations.
What Josh doesn't know is that his entire family is waiting to join him.
How you doing? How you doing, Sal? I was very surprised to see my whole family sitting there. I was kind of nervous. Looking at that menu, I realized I'd never looked at a menu before. I can't be ignorant. You know, I might need to eat some things I'm not going to enjoy just to reap the benefits.
Hi, Maria. I'm taking your order tonight.
Well, we looked at that menu and I thought there's nothing on here that he's eaten in the last 10 years. What is he gonna pick?
I guess I'm gonna be getting the shrimp and clams the Teresa.
Clams?
Love it.
Amazing.
I never thought I'd see the day where we'd go out to dinner and Josh would order anything other than pizza. I was shocked.
Can I get the classic margarita pizza?
That hurts.
I was actually very glad that Josh's brother ordered the pizza because those real-life behavioral triggers when somebody's gonna have the pizza, that's what Josh needs to experience.
You're gonna wake up that early for the
And I could smell the pizza, I could smell the bread, I could smell the cheese. It was tough. Very good.
What do you think?
Very good.
Good, right?
Yes.
I can't bring myself to believe that this is actually it. As every day that goes by and he feels better, my confidence grows.
Josh?
Here.
Thank you.
Graduating to good health.
I don't think words can express, how grateful I am.
With just a few small changes to his diet, Josh has gone from someone with nothing to live for, no school, no career, and no future, to someone who has hope and a clear path to getting his life back.
I'm feeling less nauseous. I feel like I'm thinking more clearly. I feel like I stared death in the face and I made a choice, and now I'm starting over. And I have the potential to be bigger, better, and stronger than I was before. I can't believe that, through all of this, pizza was my enemy.
A freaky eater is someone who takes an eating habit to the extreme.
20-year-old Amy has a hardcore addiction to cola,
I drink more cola than everybody I know.
downing 30 colas a day. That's over 10,000 cans every year.
Me and cola are best friends.
Her family believes it's destroying her health.
After her surgery, the first thing she wanted was cola.
But she laughs off everyone's concerns.
It goes one ear and out the other.
With just 1 week of intense therapy,
You are on a very scary path.
Oh my God.
can specialist Dr. Mike Dow and JJ Virgin break down Amy's defenses
I don't need therapy.
before her life goes down the drain?
That's not gonna make anything better.
Well, then do it for me.
My sister Amy is a freaky eater.
20-year-old Amy is addicted to cola.
Amy drinks a soda all the time, out of control.
She drinks, on average, 30 cans of cola all day, every single day. More than 1,000 gallons each year.
I drink more cola than everybody I know. It only took me 2 days to fill this up. The most I had probably in a day is 50 cans. I'm always drinking cola. I need them everywhere I go.
From her cola alone, Amy drinks more than 4,000 calories. That's 2.5 pounds of sugar every single day.
Me and cola are best friends. Whenever I have cola by my side, I feel safe.
Amy's family immigrated to the United States from Russia when Amy was just 5 years old. Her very first meal in America was a fast food lunch with a cola.
Amy started to drink soda and she loved it.
Indulged by her parents, Amy began drinking cola with every single meal.
My parents always allowed me to have soda. I got everybody wrapped around my finger.
As she got older, her tolerance for the sugar and caffeine gradually increased, and Amy's consumption rose to a staggering average of 30 cans each day.
She drinks a case of cola a day with no problem.
Now 20, Amy lives at home with her parents, but doesn't eat anything like the rest of her family.
My mom cooks a pretty healthy food, but Amy, she doesn't have none of that.
This is so delicious.
This is too.
Instead, Amy has her own version of a well-balanced meal.
Chips, cookies, little sweets. I like to dunk these in my soda. That tastes so good.
Amy's eating habits are really disgusting. I don't know what else to say about that.
Ironically, Amy works as a surgical technician, but her extreme sugar and caffeine consumption has her feeling almost as bad as her patients.
I do get tired a lot. I don't have that much energy, but at the same time, soda is what gets me through the day.
Recently, Amy had a serious health scare when she discovered a lump in her chest, which her doctor suggested might be due to excess caffeine.
She told me, I think that you drink too much caffeine, and that is why you have the tumor.
Although Amy had surgery to remove the benign tumor, her doctor suggested she cut back on the cola.
She was throwing up. They were pumping her with like all kinds of stuff. You know, it was crazy. I'm like, wow, all this for what, cola?
However, that hasn't stopped Amy from drinking massive quantities on a daily basis.
I was scared, I don't want to be in the surgery room ever again, but I don't want to stop.
If Amy does not stop drinking cola, she'll probably end up getting diabetes.
It's not good for you.
Goes through one ear and out the other.
We're not getting through to her. She's not listening to us.
It's breaking my heart. I don't want Amy to die.
Desperate for help, Amy's family has called in the help of freaky eater specialists, Dr. Mike Dow and JJ Virgin. They hope that a week of nutritional and psychological therapy will convince Amy to change.
Hi there. My name is Dr. Mike Dow. I'm a psychotherapist, and I specialize in addictive behaviors and eating disorders.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Come on, please. My name is JJ Virgin. I'm a board-certified nutrition specialist.
While Amy is at work, Dr. Dow and JJ take the opportunity to find out more about her addiction.
So tell us a little bit about your sister.
She's got a really big problem with cola. She just drinks more and more every day. It seems like getting worse.
How does she seem physically drinking all the soda? How's her health?
Well, I don't know if you guys know, she already had surgery from her cola intake.
Amy's surgery is not necessarily linked to cola consumption, but if she does want to avoid future surgeries and disease, she needs to stop. And that didn't do anything to get her to stop?
When she got up from her surgery, she wanted a cola. My mom sneaked it in.
Wow.
So Amy's mom has been enabling her cola habit. It's going to be a real challenge helping Amy get healthy when her mom is more concerned with keeping her happy.
Sounds like an addiction.
Yeah, it is an addiction. When she gets up, if she doesn't have a soda, she's gonna be grumpy. She doesn't want to say anything to us or nothing.
From an emotional and psychological point of view, I am very concerned for Amy because she's been engaging in this behavior for 15 years. It is going to be difficult for her to stop.
We've got a good start, so we'll take it from here.
Oh, thank you.
Now that we've got the inside scoop from Amy's mother and brother, it's time to confront Amy.
Coming up, will another health scare convince Amy to change?
You are on a very scary path.
Oh my God.
20-year-old Amy is addicted to cola, consuming nearly 30 cans every single day. At her family's urging, Amy has begrudgingly agreed to meet with freaky eater specialists to discuss her problem.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you, Amy?
Good.
I'm JJ Virgin.
Nice to meet you.
I am going to be your nutrition expert. It's good to meet you.
You too.
And I'm Dr. Mike Dow. I'm an eating disorder expert and psychotherapist.
Okay.
Your mom and your brother, they're a little worried about your cola consumption.
Yeah, I know. I understand my mom is scared for me, but it is what it is, and hopefully she doesn't have to be scared anymore.
Are you concerned about your health?
I am. Mm-hmm.
I think Amy is somewhat open to change. I hope that the things that JJ and I are going to do with her increase that motivation.
Amy claims that she wants to be healthy, but Dr. Dow and JJ believe that shock therapy is the only way for her to understand the seriousness of her addiction.
Wow.
This is the amount of cola you drink in 1 month.
Those are a lot of boxes.
37 cases. The average person drinks 1 case. In a cola, it starts with tap water. Then they add sugar, phosphoric acid to make it bubbly, and caffeine.
I ain't got nothing to say.
It looks like she doesn't really care. I get the sense that really the stakes may not be high enough for Amy.
We have some more to show you.
Wow, okay. Dr. Dow and JJ showed me a pyramid of soda. I know that's a lot, but it just doesn't, affect me. Wow.
950 pounds of sugar is what you get in your cola each year.
Wow.
When Amy's scared, when Amy's shocked, Amy laughs to diffuse the situation.
So every bag represents how much sugar you are putting into your body in a 10-day period. 25 pounds.
It's just a big stack of sugar to me, to tell you the truth. I know that that's how much I intake, but it just doesn't get to me.
This will inevitably lead to diabetes.
That's crazy.
I expected Amy, when she looked at this gigantic wall of cola and stack of sugar, to be ashamed, remorseful, guilty, but she's not. We've got a lot of work to do.
If a freaky eater is open to change, a week of intensive therapy can get them well on the road to recovery. But as Amy is still in denial, JJ wants her to have some blood drawn to see if the findings will be enough to convince her.
I'm done.
Okay.
The next morning, JJ brings Amy to a local juice bar to share the results of her blood test and hopefully start her on the path to healthier eating.
I have to warn you that the results are not good, okay? All right? And if you take this to heart and you do something about it, you can turn things around. But if you don't, you are on a very scary path, okay? You know that one of the big risks of sugar is what?
Diabetes.
Okay. Yeah. What we see right here is you're already a pre-diabetic.
Oh my God.
The average person gets diabetes at 35, so you may not have that much time. Pre-diabetic means that you're already showing those changes that are taking you down the path towards diabetes. Your blood sugar is running higher than normal, and your insulin is high as well. When you have high insulin, it puts you at a higher risk for cancers, breast cancer, cysts.
Doesn't look good to me.
No, it's really scary. Your body's trying to tell you, right? Mm-hmm. Will you listen to this?
Yes, absolutely. Diabetes scares me. That's like a life and death thing.
As JJ hoped, Amy has agreed to try to change, and they are in a perfect place to start. JJ's plan is to replace Amy's junk food diet with more wholesome alternatives, starting with breakfast.
Every day, you're going to start the day with a shake. The smoothie is an easy way to get breakfast in and get a lot of nutrition in to boot. Ready to try your new breakfast?
Yes. That is not so good.
I think Amy thought all she had to do was give it a little taste, but I was determined that she really give it a chance. Give it another try.
Okay. I didn't like the smoothie. It didn't taste good. It was too thick. Everything about it, I didn't like.
Play around. Find a way to make it the way you like it.
Now that Amy will be getting at least some nutrition, JJ wants to tackle the colas.
I can't take Amy off cola cold turkey. She'd crash and burn. It can cause a whole host of reactions, including headaches, fatigue, irritability, and I want to make sure that I'm setting her up for success. So here's how we're going to do it. The first day, we're going to go for 16. We're going to go from 16 down to 12 the next day. We're going to go from 12 to 10, 10 to 8, 8 to 6, 6 to 4, 4 to 2. Day by day. Does that sound like something you can do?
It'll be hard, but I will do it.
I feel like I finally got through to Amy. She realized she can't keep doing what she's doing. She's not getting away with it.
Let's get started.
Okay.
Coming up, can Amy face up to her addiction?
You are setting yourself up for failure.
Amy's staggering consumption of cola has her showing signs of diabetes at only 20 years old. Amy has finally agreed to cut down. But in order to do that, she'll need the support of her entire family.
Instead of the family enabling Amy's addiction, I want the family to help her beat this. Natasha, you smuggled in a soda when Amy was waking up from surgery.
Yeah, I did.
You buying her a substance that for her is something she is trying to give up is in some way enabling and helping her to continue this pattern. I need a commitment from this family from now on that there will be no buying soda by anybody in this family except for Amy.
Oh, that's cool.
Since you are now willing to do whatever it takes, I would like all of the soda in this whole house to be placed on this counter right now. Are we ready? Can you guys help me with this?
Yeah.
All the colas out here on this island. Ah, the secret stash.
Wow.
A lot of cola, Amy.
Amy's plan calls for her to gradually taper off cola day by day. And to make sure she sticks to that, Dr. Dow wants to remove all excess colas from the house.
I'm gonna now ask you and your family to open and pour out the rest of those cans.
Oh no, why? It's a waste of, I'm gonna eventually have to go out and buy it.
Exactly. Part of treating addictive behaviors is making it more difficult for you to get the substance that you are addicted to. And if you are allowing this to be in your house, you are setting yourself up for failure. So, Natasha, could I ask you and the family to pour out these into the kitchen sink, please? Since we are now enlisting your help in helping Amy. You want me to do the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
I'll do it.
Okay.
You don't have to do it. You don't have to do anything you want to. You don't do it.
Amy was angry and she was resistant. All of that tells me how severe the addiction to cola really is. I would like to ask you to pour one cola into the sink.
One.
No,
At
I
least
waste
one.
it. No.
I wanted Amy to be the one pouring out some of the cola. It is a symbolic sort of ritual that says, I'm committing to this.
That won't mean anything. That's just gonna mean that.
If it doesn't mean anything, then do it.
Yeah. I thought she really was gonna try to change, but she seems like she's reluctant still. Wasn't too happy about that at all.
That's not gonna make anything better, me spilling a soda.
Then do it for me.
I did not see a point of spilling out the soda. I was just irritated. I have this one. I could spill this one.
Okay, spill that one out for me.
Okay.
The whole therapy sessions by Dr. Dow are not working out. I do not need therapy.
Regardless, if Amy wants to succeed, she needs to stick to JJ's plan. Instead of drinking her usual average of 30 colas a day, she must now make 58 cans last the entire week.
Are you being accountable to not only yourself, to your family, and to me, that you are agreeing that this, the next 7 days, is your cola?
You're just gonna drink this the whole week?
Yes.
This amount?
Yes.
What I want from you is a commitment.
Right. I am committed, yes.
Amy has a lot to do over the course of the next week. She hasn't had that aha moment yet, but she has had moments of realization where she is maybe starting to say, I need to make changes in my life.
Coming up, will Amy keep her word?
Are you gonna cut down?
Deep down inside, I don't want to stop.
I don't know what to do.
JJ and Dr. Dow have given Amy a 7-day plan to help her kick her cola addiction.
This, the next 7 days, is your cola.
Now, it is up to her to make the allotted 58 cans last the week. It's Amy's first day on the new plan. And as JJ outlined, she's supposed to cut down from her average of 30 cans a day to just 16.
My plan is to cut down as much as I can.
By the end of day 1, Amy has managed to cut down a little.
I drink 24 cans of soda, which is an improvement.
But she is still far from hitting the daily target JJ had set for her, which was 16 colas. It's day 2, and Amy's assignment is to reduce down to 12 colas. To help her start the day right, Amy's mom offers a smoothie for breakfast.
I'm gonna make it for you.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow? Why it's tomorrow morning? Why? Why it's tomorrow morning? But why not today? I don't know what to do.
By the middle of day 2, Amy has already failed to keep her daily goal of 12 colas. Instead, she has 24.
Maybe tomorrow I'll start my progress. Or maybe not. Or maybe not.
By day 3, Amy only has 10 colas left from the 58 she was allotted for the week.
Almost out of soda.
And she heads to the market to restock.
Oh, look, there's my friend. It's my best friend. On top of the shopping list. And that's it. I'm done.
Over the next 3 days, Amy continues to spiral out of control.
Amy does not seem like she wants to listen. She's not stopping.
While she was given 58 colas for the week, she's had over 160.
There hasn't been no progress at all. And am I disappointed at myself? No, not at all.
With Amy's health on the line, Dr. Dow and JJ return on the 7th day to confront her about her relapse and see if they can get her back on track.
It doesn't sound like Amy's changed at all. If we can't get through to Amy today, there's really no hope. When did it fall apart?
I didn't cut down. This is too short for me just to quit out of nowhere. You
How
know?
much time do you need?
I don't know.
Amy, are you an addict?
I'm not an addict, no.
Are you?
I'm just a soda lover.
Amy is using denial to prevent herself from coming to terms with the fact that this behavior could kill her.
I enjoy soda, so that's...
It's a little more than enjoying. Enjoying a soda is having a soda a day. Being hooked is when you have to have it every hour, hour in, hour out, despite making a commitment and looking me dead in the eye and saying you were gonna taper down.
Amy, are you gonna try to cut down? I'm concerned, but what I heard from inside, she seemed like she still wants to change, but I just don't know when she'll accomplish that.
Amy has used every excuse in the book.
That's not gonna make anything better.
This comes back to the fact that Amy is an addict.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow? Why it's tomorrow morning?
Until a freaky eater comes to terms with their addiction and admits they have a problem, no amount of therapy can be successful.
I wish she'd engaged this past week so we could have been there and really held her hand. She's got the tools now, but she's gonna need to do it on her own.
It's just a habit that I can't stop, and deep down inside, I don't want to stop.
A freaky eater is someone who takes an eating habit to the extreme.
Christine is addicted to sugar.
Sugar is the love of my life.
Candy bars, jelly beans, cakes. She can't go a single hour without a sugar fix.
My cupboard cannot be empty.
Her son Kevin is sick with worry.
If things don't change, I can see getting a phone call in the middle of the night from a hospital in California.
With 1 week of intense therapy, can experts Mike Dow and JJ Virgin help Christine to let go of the past?
That addiction is not just affecting you.
You can't just take it away. You can't.
Before it destroys her future.
The stakes are high. We are talking about Christine's health, happiness, and really her life.
My mom is addicted to sugar.
47-year-old Christine is completely dependent on sugar.
When I'm chewing candy, it's comforting to me. Sugar is the love of my life.
Christine devours cake for breakfast, bags of candy for lunch, and sundaes for dinner.
My mom eats sugar all day, every day.
Each day, she consumes over 6,500 calories in nothing but sweets.
My mom can't even go 1 hour without eating sugar.
When I wake up in the morning, I have to reach over and grab my black jelly beans. I eat sweet things everywhere. I eat first thing in the morning. I eat it while I'm driving. 5 bags of jelly beans.
She has the mentality of a 5-year-old when she goes grocery shopping. It's just junk food and sugar.
This is what I'd buy. And this would only last me a week. A week.
Christine grew up on a farm in rural Nebraska as one of 8 children, but she never enjoyed any of the fresh foods the farm had to offer.
I liked the candy and the Ho-Hos and the Twinkies. They made me happy.
Christine married young, at the age of 20, and she and her husband had 2 children. But 5 years later, their marriage turned sour. After a bitter divorce, Christine's children went to live with their father. Devastated, Christine turned to sugar for comfort.
My mom being separated from us was very hard on her.
I was the single mom, I guess you could say, and so I had to be the fun mom. So when my kids came, we went for ice cream, we baked cookies, we ate candy.
She fed us sugar all the time. You could go to any cupboard, any drawer, and there was candy there waiting for you. But there was never a home-cooked, sit-down meal with my mom.
I feel like sugar makes you happy, and so when you're eating sugar constantly, you're happy, and I wanted my kids to think I was happy.
Once her children were grown, Christine moved to California to manage a restaurant and start a new life. But her addiction to sugar continued to spiral out of control.
I don't know where to turn because it's embarrassing. I don't want to feel like I'm that different from the rest of the world.
Afraid of being judged by others, Christine refuses to try new things. Instead, she uses sugar to fill the void.
I live near the beach. However, I'm extremely scared of water. I just stand back and I watch other people feeling sorry for myself.
With both her children thousands of miles away, Christine has deliberately cut herself off from the rest of the world.
My mom is halfway across the country, and I'm at Texas. She was very isolated in her life.
I feel lonely, but I will never tell that to anybody. If you're alone, you'll never have any frustrations or disappointments in life. I have to put some sugar in me so that I could at least feel energized, because I just can't let people know that I have all this pain.
After every sugar spree, Christine suffers from excruciating headaches, and lately, she noticed her moods were becoming erratic.
If I go more than an hour without sugar, you do not want to talk to me. I need sugar. Without sugar, oh my gosh.
After a recent binge on over 100 pieces of fudge, Christine suffered a debilitating headache that lasted for days.
If things don't change, I can see getting a phone call in the middle of the night from a hospital in California saying I need to get on the first flight out.
Scared for his mother's life, Kevin has flown to California to get her the help she needs.
My name is Dr. Mike Dow. I'm a psychotherapist, and I specialize in addictive behaviors and eating disorders.
My name is JJ Virgin, and I'm a board-certified nutrition specialist. Kevin called us today because he is very concerned about his mother's health, and rightly so. Her daily consumption of sugar is staggering.
Thank you very much for meeting me here. My mom doesn't know I'm here. She just lives a few blocks down, and I want to make sure that she gets some help. I live in Texas, and she doesn't have anybody else out here, so she's certainly lonely, and it is a lot of isolation.
The stakes are high. We are talking about Christine's health, happiness, and really her life.
All right, well, let's go meet her.
I'm nervous. My mom's really stubborn and stuck in her ways, and it's going to be hard for JJ and Dr. Dow to crack that.
Coming up, will Kevin's plea be enough to convince Christine to change?
I don't want you to take it away. You can't just take it away. You can't.
For the past 20 years, Christine has been held hostage by her addiction to sugar. Over the next week, freaky eater specialists will attempt to help her break free.
Christine has no idea that Kevin, JJ, and I are about to enter in her life and help her to enter treatment.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It's been a while, huh?
What are you doing here?
Can we come in?
Oh yeah, come on in.
When I saw Kevin on my doorstep, I was shocked to see him, and then seeing people next to him, I thought, well, here he's bringing his friends again.
Why the surprise?
I just would like to talk to you with these guys and see if we can't get your health situation taken care of, because I've been away from you for so long and I want to make sure things are good with you and that you're healthy.
Thanks.
I love you.
I know you do.
I'm JJ Virgin. I'm a nutrition specialist.
Well, that's something I could use.
I am Dr. Mike Daum, a psychotherapist.
My first thought was I was excited, and then it went to embarrassment.
How long has this been going on?
Probably since I lost my kids. So like 20 years.
Do you feel powerless over sugar, Christine?
I know sugar has controlled me. That's why I don't want you to take it away. You can't just take it away. You can't.
Christine has created this perfect storm of addiction. So not only does she self-medicate feelings of sadness or loneliness, she actually needs sugar to feel normal.
We've got some things we need to show you. Okay, come on.
I'm ready.
Come with us.
With Christine trapped in a downward spiral of addiction, Dr. Dow and JJ want to show her where her current path is headed.
The whole point of the shock therapy is for her to make that extreme connection that what she's putting into her mouth is going to put her into the grave.
Oh my God. It was a grave made out of sugar. I thought, you got to be kidding. I'm not ready for this.
750 pounds. It's the amount of sugar that you eat in a year. We have more to show you. I've seen bad eating habits over the years, but I've never seen sugar intake like this.
Do I get to take this home?
Do you know what that sugar does to you? It increases your risk of every major disease. Heart disease, osteoporosis, diabetes.
Eventually, we're all going to die. I just don't want to know.
Christine, you're using a lot of avoidance because you don't really want to come to terms with what this truly means for you and your life.
So when the grandchild comes over, what do you feed them?
What does this signify? Is this love?
Well, that's what they like. Kids like sugar.
Why don't you ask your son what his favorite memory of you and your relationship was?
Was it sugar cookies?
That's not why I got excited to see you. It was spending time with you that brought me to visit you.
Addiction is not just affecting you, it's affecting your son. And we've asked him to write to the Christine that is going down this path. Christine loves her son so much. If she realizes that she is also hurting him, maybe that will be the thing that is going to give her enough strength to do whatever it takes to treat this addiction. Kevin, would you mind reading that for us?
Mom, you and I went through a lot of life's challenges together. You lived every day of your short time on Earth to the fullest and never regretted anything. That being said, you were extremely careless and selfish with how you took care of your health. You continued to binge and indulge in a sugar addiction, even when you knew it could kill you. That decision ultimately left me without a mom. I love you so much, Mom, forever and always. Your only son, Kevin.
When Kevin read those words, that's when I knew I was ready to make the change.
You ready to take that journey?
Let's get rid of it.
Goodbye.
Get rid of it. I know it's not going to be easy because in order for something to work, it has to be a little bit of a struggle. That's when you really, really learn your lesson.
Coming up, can Christine be pushed out of her comfort zone?
Let's try something that even scares me a little bit.
Oh,
How about that one?
Octopus?
Oh.
Christine has had a sweet tooth since childhood, but her love of sugar turned into an obsession after her divorce 20 years ago. In order to start the healing process, Christine needs to face things head on. From her addiction to sugar, to her fear of the water, to her painful past.
I never went to my son or my daughter's graduation. I never felt welcome.
Yeah.
That is moments I am never going to get back.
I see the feeling when you talk about this. It's bitter, but you know what I also see?
Pain.
Sadness.
There's a lot of pain.
In the right here and right now in your life, you can start spending time with your son. All of that other stuff, Christine, all of the past, if there's something that you cannot control in your life, we need to move you to a state of acceptance, because you can't do anything about feelings of the past. The trick to creating happiness is to not make any room for them. I want you to fill your life with pleasure and purpose and power.
Dr. Dowd helped me realize that I was the only person holding myself back. I have no one to blame with how I lived my life except for me. I'm gonna think differently now.
The next morning, Dr. Dow wants to work with both Christine and Kevin to show them how to create a happy memory that doesn't involve sugar.
This looks fun.
I have never in my entire life been in anything like this. It looks kind of small and unsteady.
The next part of Christine's treatment will be to extinguish her fear of the unknown. This is important in treating her addiction because it will allow her to have pleasurable experiences and relationships. I want you to experience life, and I want you to teach yourself, I can do this. And I'm having a meaningful, loving life with people, with your son.
It'll be fun.
Okay, keep telling me that.
It will
okay.
be.
The unknown is always frightening,
You guys suited up.
but I need to do this for myself and for Kevin, and I'm going to do this. Failure is not a word I want to use anymore.
I'm gonna help you guys get out here.
I'm scared of water because I do not know how to swim.
You sure you can do this? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you get in and I'll pull it out.
When I first sat in that kayak, I thought, we're doomed. Then I programmed my mind that I have to trust and I have to create a moment. It was so amazing. When we were out there and things were real smooth, I'm like, this is so much fun.
Good work, Christine.
I totally let all my fears go, and I kept telling myself, we'll be fine, this is fun, this is fun. And then Kevin said, there's a wave coming, and I thought, oh, it'll be like a roller coaster. But I got up and saw Kevin.
When I came to the surface and saw Mom, she was laughing hysterically and having a great time.
You did it!
We did it! I was in the water!
You
did it! We did it! We did it!
I don't think I've ever seen Mom that joyous and having that much fun, and it made me feel ecstatic.
This is the stuff of replacing food with meaningful relationships and experiences in your life.
This memory did not involve me having to wake up thinking, we have to bake cookies. You know, this is something Kevin was excited about doing, and I got to do it first with my son. This is so exciting. We did it!
Coming up, Christine faces a new food for the first time in years.
I have to eat it.
Dr. Dow and JJ have given Christine the tools to combat her addiction to sweets. Now she faces her first few hours without sugar in over 20 years.
I'm having Christine get all of the enemies out of the house, out of her car, everywhere. The sugar, the junk food, it's all gone because she's strong right now. But in those moments of weakness, if it's right there, it's too easy.
Sugar was my crutch. Throwing my crutches away, that's hard.
The next day, Kevin is back in Texas, so Christine decides to check in via video chat.
Talking to my son helped me tremendously.
So, be honest, how much sugar have you been eating?
I would take a lie detector test. I did not have any jelly beans or licorice.
But despite Kevin's support, that evening, Christine struggles when she sits down to her first home-cooked meal in over 20 years.
That's been the hardest challenge for me. Most food to me is pretty blah, but I'm going to put them in my body even though they do nothing for me, and I'm going to remind myself how it's going to give me that energy to walk all the way down to the water.
Over the next few days, Christine attempts to step outside her comfort zone. But when she chooses to go out, it's alone.
It's extremely tough for me to be social. It's not easy to put yourself out there.
On the fourth day, the loneliness gets to be too much, and Christine gives in.
I've had a few moments of weakness. I fell into my old routine of grabbing that candy. I know that taking 2 steps forward, sometimes you do take a step back. You know, that's with anything in life. But when you do take that step back, I'm gonna be more aware of and ask myself, okay, why'd you do this and what triggered it?
Realizing that loneliness is a key trigger for Christine, on day 7, Dr. Dow and JJ ask her to join them for dinner to encourage her to get out and be more social.
Hi, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
Come have a seat over here.
Okay.
Tonight is the culmination of all of the things that she was terrified to do before. Trying new foods, being around people. It's having that experience that will teach Christine again, she can do this.
Oh my gosh, Kevin!
To up the ante even more, JJ and Dr. Dow have invited Kevin back from Texas and a few of Christine's acquaintances from work.
Oh, you look lovely. Thank you.
This is gonna be good.
This is a Spanish restaurant. We're gonna have tapas. What I want you to do is I want you to try things that are really a challenge for you.
I'm so glad you decided to join me for dinner.
Pleasure's ours.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I want you to look at things and go, what is the thing that almost scares me? Are you game?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all of us. Now you're going, what did I get myself into?
That menu was extremely foreign.
Date stuffed with blue cheese.
I don't like blue cheese. It's like mold.
Will you try it?
I'm gonna try it.
Let's try something that even scares me a little bit.
Oh
How
my
about
God.
that one? Oh, what does it say? This
Octopus?
Sounds delicious.
Let's do it.
Let's try it.
Sounds delicious.
All right. The pressure is really on for Christine tonight. We're taking her far out of her comfort zone.
Delicious. And you have the eats.
Oh boy.
Oh, there you go. What's the verdict?
I want to make sure that you get some octopus there.
Okay. There it goes. I have to eat it.
You can spit it out.
Okay, I don't like that.
Christine wasn't that excited about the octopus. She tried it, she spit it out. But the most important thing was she gave it a go.
I didn't like it either, Christine.
We just wanted to make sure we really challenged you. It was so gratifying to see Christine enjoying herself at the dinner table. It made me realize that she's taken that whole idea of the fun and the relationship with sugar, and she's been able to transfer it into something healthy.
I'm leaving Christine feeling confident that she will continue to make the right choices in her life. The more she fills her life with pleasure and purpose, the less sugar will be tempting to her.
I really, really am proud of you, and I want to congratulate you on doing such a great job.
When Kevin turned to me and said, "I'm proud of you, Mom," that's a moment every parent wants to hear in their life.
Good work, Christine. To you.
Before, my mood was up, down, and I'd almost be yelling at people. Now, it's just one emotion. I feel excited.